Well, Metal Monthly. Well, new metal. Well, no new metal. Howdy, banger pals. Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Metal Monthly, Bangers Monthly look at what's coming out in metal releases. If you're new around here, the way this show works is off the top, we run down a list of some of the big and noteworthy releases coming out every month, because you probably already heard of them. You just need to know when and where to pick them up, or these bands are still making albums for some of them. Wow. And then we get to my favorite part of the show, which is me telling you my 5 picks for the best underground albums every month. Then you'll get to hear a little bit about them, and you'll get to hear a little bit of them. So without further ado, the big list, the noteworthy list. March 3rd. I know that's in the past, but sometimes the show falls after time. Anyways, March 3rd, Enslaved released Heimdall on Nuclear Blast. March 10th, Suicide Silence is releasing Remember, Ellipses, You Must Die on Century Media. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce the ellipses. March 17th, we've got Contrarian, Banger Pals, releasing Sage of Sekina on Willowtip. You've got Downfall of Gaia releasing Silhouettes of Disgust on Metal Blade. You've got Camelot releasing The Awakening on Napalm. March 24th, apparently everybody decided to release their albums on March 24th, no matter what style, genre, or size the band was. There was a memo that I didn't get. Acid King is releasing Beyond Visions on Blues Funeral. August Burns Red is releasing Death Below on Sharptone. Dawn Raid is releasing To Know the Light on Prosthetics. Fall Out Boy is releasing So Much in brackets 4 Stardust on Fueled by Ramen / Electra. Liturgy is releasing 93696, whatever the hell that means, on Thrill Jockey. And Saxon is releasing an album called More Inspirations, which I don't know, Saxon, how you can have any more inspirations. You've put out so many albums on Silver Lining Records. And to close things out, March 30th, Lordy's putting out another album. This one's called Screamwriters Guild. It's on Atomic Fire. Relax, Lordy. But now it's time for me to not relax, because these are the 5 albums I'm most excited about coming out in March. What's the record I'm most excited to talk about this month? It's Spirit's Possessions of the Sign. It's coming out on Profound Lore Records March 31st. Take it away, gang. The band's from Portland. They play black metal, I guess, sort of, maybe, kind of how you describe it. I don't know. Anyways, their first record had the most perfect album cover I've ever seen. The second one, not as perfect, still very cool, by Luciana Lupe Vasconcelos, blah, however you say that, who did the first one. And the record cover lets you know what's about to happen, which is you're about to get blasted in the face. Now, this band, you might remember, I talked about here before. And normally when I talk about bands here before, I don't feature them a second time, because I hope that by putting them here, I tell you about them, you become fans, and then when the new record comes out, you just get it yourself. But then sometimes bands just level up so much between records, it's crazy. Like, I really like that first record, and this record makes that record sound like a piece of shit. What the core of the record is a guitar riff. The guitar riff, how do you describe it without just making sounds? The guitar riff kind of goes like, that's not going to help you. The guitar riff is cool, and if you like the guitar riff, that's basically what the album is about. There's variations on it, slower, faster, black metal-ier, thrashier, rockier, doomier, and yeah, you kind of just get a nice stream of dishes that taste the way you want, with enough differentiation between the taste that you feel like you're getting a new dish. I feel yummy in my tummy. The guitar player is Steve from Althor. So, of course, it makes sense that a man can just basically be going hog wild the whole time, but without losing the chaos to just becoming an unfocused mess. Everything's very chaotic, but it's all going in a specific direction, and it sounds great. And then there's only one other person in the band, drummer Ashley. Absolutely matches the energy, pace, everything that's necessary. Perfect balance, and I can't understand how two people are making this much racket, which is what I said the first time I talked about the record, and now they're making even more racket. And part of that is because the production is a lot stronger on this one, a lot less, you know, undergroundy. It's a lot more of like a full proper production. So if you were held off from the first record because you're like, it sounds a little rough, this record sounds great without being overproduced, and I'm so excited about it. So you better be too. Up next, we've got Hellcrash. They're releasing Demonic Assassination on Dying Victims Productions on March 24th. Black and speed metal greases its way into the show pretty easily. This time it's from Italy, and for the first time in Metal Monthly history, I think I have to censor an album cover I have on the show. The album cover is fantastic and hilarious. I just think YouTube might get really mad if I put that up. So head on over to the Bandcamp page to view it in all its glory and buy a copy. I'd tell you who did the cover art, but I don't know because Dying Victims still doesn't put the cover artist information in the massive bio they give for bands. But just cover artist, bye. Anyways, now I know with these bands it's tempting to think that they're just a bunch of drunken yahoos fumbling their way through a record and barely staying conscious the rest of their lives. But here, this is a little different. Don't let the band name, the album cover, the song names, the album, all that stuff fool you. Underneath the bullet belts, the chains, is some very professional type musicians. And if you need proof of that, just look at the fact that most of the album has 4-minute plus songs on it. And I am not telling the band that they're idiots, which says that this is more than just, we'll slap some stuff together and we'll be a band. There's a lot of work and thought going in here, and it's great for the genre. It's another great entry, and boy, that album cover. Up next is a record you're actually already talking about because it's already out. It's Majesties' Vast Reaches Unclaimed on $20 spin. It came out last Friday, so yeah, you already know about it. But if you don't know about it, this is an opportunity to go buy it. And I'm not going to be the only one left out talking about this record. This record rules. So while we listen to it, buy yourself a copy if you don't have one already. Melodic out of Minneapolis is what we're getting out of this. Death out of Minneapolis is what we're getting out of this band. What we're also getting out of this band is a nice Obelisky Juano Castellano cover. So this record answers the question, what happens when dudes known for making really high quality melodic black metal decide to make melodic death metal? And the answer to that question is all the things you like about Melodeath without all those things you think are bad about Melodeath. So what does Melodeath have that we like? It has high, sharp guitars playing cool stuff all over the place. And I'll tell you, the tone on this record is going to make you think that there's a Minneapolis, Sweden you never knew about, just in the way you never knew that there was a Paris, Ontario, Canada. The flip side is that it's a bunch of black metal guys. So that kind of commercially sound that can plague the genre isn't going to come in here. It's still going to be a weirder, more off the beaten path record. There's even a bit of a creep in of the folkiness sound, because there's some folk in some of their black metal projects, and when it comes in here, it's more of a black metal folk than the mellow death folk we usually get. So again, it kind of prevents that sameness, staleness that we're starting to feel about the mellow death genre. And then again, because it's a bunch of underground black metal bands, the production sounds more akin to an underground black metal band, as opposed to that squeaky clean, completely defund production that we can get from Melodeath. I like Melodeath. I'm shitting on it a lot here. I just like black metal bands playing Melodeath more than metal death bands playing Melodeath, I guess. And I hope you will too. Up next is more black metal. I'm sorry. The mandate at Metal Comedy Enterprises is number 1, quality. Number 2, variety. So sometimes if the quality at number 1 is all black metal or death metal or whatever, number 2 just gets kicked out the window. So sorry, but I actually am not sorry. I like all these records and you should listen to them and I don't care. The next black metal record is Outlaw, Reaching Beyond Assiah on AOP Records, March 31st. I've been kidding. There's been black and influence and everything, but this is a black metal record. It's called black metal. The genre is black metal. No weird tags. The only weird tag is I don't know whether to say it's German or Brazilian, because the main guy is Brazilian, but he lives in Germany now, and he lives in Germany. Anyway, I also wish I could tell you who did this great cover, because this also has an amazing cover, but it's also not listed anywhere. Everybody start making your cover artist more visible. So what you get here is a little different, but it's all 100% black metal. It's kind of a combination of things within the black metal genre. I feel like it's really got a nice atmospheric, depressive guitar tone, which is like my favorite sound. But the whole energy of the thing is much more of a traditional black metal act. There's a lot more power. There's a lot more aggression. If you find that music a little sleepy, this will definitely keep you awake, startle you, strong cup of coffee. Mix that with vocals that are a little more dark, death metal-y, black and death metal-y, kind of reminding me of Johannes Andersson from Tribulation in like the mid-Tribulation period. You've got a great Finnish drummer just cranking things the whole time. And yeah, you've got a black metal record that managed to stand out for me and made me want to put here, despite the fact that Aura, Mork, and Lamp of Murmur are also releasing black metal records this month. You should buy all those 3 records if you like black metal. But this band I hadn't heard of before, and I was really impressed. So I wanted to give them the spotlight over some stuff that I've talked about a lot. Pretty good. Good job. Good job, gang. Damn, this has been a good month. Blayne, where do you find all this good metal? I find this good metal live with you on Twitch every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We research for this show live. You come out, you hang out, you get to see some of the bands that didn't make the cut. Oh, so good, just weren't quite. Or bands so bad that they will forever be burned into my brain. It's twitch.tv/metal comedy. It's a great way to find new music, and it's a great way to have a laugh. So come out Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if you want to keep this channel going, we have a Patreon. You can give us a couple bucks. It allows us to keep putting out content like this and never have to go, hey, are you buying razors at the store? Have you considered having a razor subscription? What is all this razor stuff? Anyways, it's palate cleanse time, and good news, the palate cleanse does not have any blackened influences in it. It is a true heavy metal record. It's Firmament, We Don't Rise, We Just Fall on Dying Victims Productions, coming out March 24th. Germany. The cover art is fantastic, and once again, I can't tell you who did it because it's on Dying Victims Productions, and they don't list cover artists in their bios. Then their bios are great. I don't know why cover artist isn't there. The label's amazing. I actually feel kind of guilty every time I'm just tossing Dying Victims production stuff at you, because it's like, yeah, Blayne, I can go to the Dying Victims Bandcamp page myself, but Dying Victims just keeps putting out so much good stuff. They're like, I think they're my favorite label right now. I think they're the best label. Are Dying Victims the best label? Anyways, this record, is a great example of a heavy metal band just absolutely nailing that 70s vibe that we're all vibing right now. It's so 70s that it's one of those records where you're like, let me just double check this isn't a re-release, because this sounds like it's from the 70s, and this photo of these guys certainly looks like it's from the 70s, but it is not. It is from today, and it's not just the sound and the feel and the vibe that really give it that kind of lost gem of time quality. There is an unpolished, kind of rough nature to it that makes you feel like someone would have overlooked it at the time, but now we've gotten a look at kind of what we thought were imperfections, and that they're just absolutely perfections after all. The quirks, the vocal styling is going to be something that's going to divide you. If you like the vocals, you're going to be like, ooh, all the sounds. There'll be a turnoff for a small group of people, but for the rest of us, it'll be lock the doors, close the curtains, send your kids to your mother's house, because I'm turned on, baby. Let's go. The record really reminds me of the last album from Norway's Flight, one of my favorite heavy metal records, I think, ever. And good news, Flight is releasing new material this year, apparently. But yeah, so Flight is a record I hold in really high esteem. So something that sounds like Flight, and me saying it sounds like Flight, I'm hoping that conveys to you that this record sounds very, very good, and it is absolutely worth you cleansing your palate from all this black metal with it. So that's been the show. That's what we do. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed these records. What records are you looking for? Let us know down in the comments below. Did you like my records? Did you not like my records? What's your favorite record of March? Tell us. We want to know. Bye.